in my creative writing journey, I felt sick. It was like I was hitting a huge mental barrier. And every time I tried to break through, my soul was being crushed. So why was this book doing this to me? It turns out I have a fear of writing. Yes, I have a fear of writing. I believe my fear started in primary school when my English teachers would give me homework to complete, and I would wait until the night before it was due to start the homework. The English homework I would normally give in was only written once with no spelling checks done, and I wouldn't have reread it to make sure it made any sense. The result, I would get horrible marks in English. I did this a lot in primary school, and I even brought this method of completing homework to secondary school. I fell behind my peers in English, and I dreaded whenever I had homework. I eventually thought that not doing homework at all was easier than ever starting homework. And from this, I believe this is how I have a fear of writing. But even though I do have a fear of writing, it doesn't mean I don't have writing goals. I do. I have a lot of them. I come up with writing ideas all the time, but I just can't bring myself to start. One day, I would love to write a book about a young man with a very mundane life, with no friends, but aliens invade the world. And he saves a pretty girl, and they save the world together, get married, and have babies. Or I could write weekly articles on foreign emergency and the issues, and the small steps us as individuals could take to help solve them. But I think my biggest goal now is to be able to write amazing speeches. I want to be able to write speeches so amazing that I can make the audience laugh and cry in the same speech. I want to be able to create speeches so amazing that I can give myself goosebumps while I'm writing them. That is why I joined Toastmasters in the first place. It wasn't my fear of public speaking, it was my fear of writing. That is why that brought me to this club. For me, being a member of this club is a way of trying to overcome my fear. Over the last year, I've been taking a few small steps week by week, trying to get rid of this fear, or at least make it bearable. One idea I had was to buy a computer touch typing software and practice it every day to improve my touch typing speed, so I could focus on writing and not on typing. Another step I took was to enroll in a diploma of conservation and land management with Swinburne. I did this to help my career, but also to make myself accountable on assignments I would have to complete. One unit next year I will be taking is called Writing Reports. I'm excited to start that unit next year, but I'm also very nervous. But I know how important it will be to face that fear. And of course, the biggest step I've taken was to become a proud member of Box Hill Toastmasters. My speech tonight is only the second so far, but I can't wait to write more. Writing speeches is like hopping onto a roller coaster blindfolded. Writing speeches is like hopping onto a roller coaster blindfolded while feeling like I'm going to vomit. I don't want to do it, but I'll be happy once I get through it. I would like to end my speech with a challenge for anyone who wants to accept. I've written a speech about my fear of writing, and I would love to hear a speech about anybody else's fear, no matter how big or small. Such as I've done You could tell us your fear and what it's like to live with it. You could tell us your goals surrounding your fear and what you would love to achieve. And you could also tell us the steps you plan to take to get over that fear. That is what I've done tonight, and I would love to hear from you. After talking about my fear with you all, I feel like I'm a little closer to overcoming it. Thank you.